You can have those drinks up there too, ladies. We're joined now by CSU Bakersfield coach Greg McCall and student athletes Kayla Morris and Taylor Caldwell. We'll start by asking Coach an opening statement and then open the floor to questions. We ask media to please raise your hand and identify yourself and your media outlet before asking your question. If you're joining on Zoom, please click on the reactions button to use the raise hand feature to ask a question. You can also type your question into the group chat and I'll read it aloud. Coach, if you would please start us off with your opening comments.
First off, I just want to say hats off to UC Irvine. We know they're a tough opponent. They were regular season champs. They're a really tough team. We knew that they were going to be tough. But right now it's about us and what we did to be able to stop them and be able to withstand all the runs that they made and be able to take away their inside game as much as we possibly could. And we found a way. I'm so proud of these young ladies. And, it's March Madness right now. It's March Madness. So, we continue to advance. I'm kind of speechless right now, to be honest with you, because I'm so excited for these young ladies. There's so much that's going through my mind that I want to say about my emotions and how much, I pride myself on the game. And I always tell these young ladies, don't cheat the game. And, we've had a rough season. And I know, again, I said it out there early. I know it's cliche. A lot of teams say they've been through a lot, but we've been through a lot. And a lot of our players know the things that we've been through. And for these young ladies to come out here on the other side and to be able to play how they played, I'm just so proud of them, how they've, given themselves the opportunity to be able to do the things that they're loving, to be able to do the things that they love to do, and that's continue to play basketball for another day, especially for this young lady over here, this senior who's represented Bakersfield to the fullest. And it was a lot of pressure on both her and I. And what I mean by that is when I brought her here, I told her it was going to be a tremendous amount of pressure on both of us. For her to be able to perform how we know that she can perform, but it's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure on me too to make sure that she's performing how she's supposed to perform. And I know she's had a rough season at times. There's some games where she didn't look like she was supposed to look. And there were some people that, that's like, man, what is going on with Taylor? Why is she playing how she's supposed to play? So a lot of meetings, a lot of different things that we've had to go through in order to get her to be able to get to where she is and so she can know the capabilities that she had and the trust that she has in me and I have in her. Man, God is so good right now. I give God all the glory for the things that he's been able to let us go through, but then be able to say on the other side, man, this is what I wanted you to go through in order for you to be where you are right now.
Okay, let's take some questions first on the floor, please.
Hello, Henry Greenstein, Bakersfield, California. Taylor, you had the ball in your hands for a lot of both overtimes, but especially that second to last possession. What was kind of going through your mind as you realized you were going to have to take that big shot at the end of the shot clock?
I was just thinking that we had to get a bucket some way, somehow. We had to find a way, and that's all that was going through my mind. And I knew even if I missed it, my teammates were going to be there to help rebound the ball and get a putback, so I just had to take the shot.
How's it going, guys? James Houston, New University, UC Irvine. Coach, I had a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you guys having played yesterday, do you think that kind of gave you guys an edge up on the competition today?
Well, I don't know if it did or not. I just know that we were ready to come out to play. And I knew that we played them the last game of the season, and both times we were right there at the doorstep, and we allowed them to get away with it. And, mostly it was from the Nevaeh Parkinson, who she would, down the stretch, she would bring them through. And we were adamant about going at her to get her in foul trouble. And so that's what we did. And it started off with this young lady right here seeing that first shot go through the basket. It bounced, and we were all up there like while I was bouncing, I could hear my whole staff, come on, ball, go in. And when it bounced in, I just knew after that the rim was going to be about this big for her. And as you could tell, the rest of the way, the rim was huge. And so we were actually encouraging her to continue to shoot the ball. She turned down a shot late in the game when she threw it back to TC, and I think we ended up missing the shot or whatever. But I was a little bit upset because she didn't take that shot. But yeah, it was one of those things, man, where we hung tough against this team and tried to take away their inside. And so I also want to thank I see here, and I want to make sure I give them a big shout out. My vice president back there, Dr. Wallace, and my athletic director, Kyle Condor. Thank you guys so much for your support. We're going to keep this thing moving in the right direction.
And then quick follow-up for you, Kayla. Coach mentioned you got out of that hot start. What would you say was most attributed to going out there and putting up points right away?
I just know I had my whole team behind me. If I started, they would have just followed right behind me, and that's how we came out hot in the first quarter, first half, and then it was just on from there.
Miles Boynes, Eyewitness News. Question for all three. We'll start with Coach McCall. So UC Irvine was the team that you guys played in the regular season finale. They won in order to get the conference championship. Does that make this win extra bittersweet, knowing that you guys got the revenge back, knocking off the number 1 seed?
Yeah, absolutely. They celebrated on our floor that day because they found out that Long Beach had lost. And they really celebrated hard, that they had won the conference, rightfully so. And so I'm pretty sure our players was watching that, and because it was just more than just a game for them. It was them winning the outright conference championship. And so, and they had the right to be able to celebrate. I would have done the same thing as well too. But our players could see that. And so, but we knew that inside that we can beat this team, and that's what we came out here to do today, to show that we can, step up to the challenge. And so we were ready for them. We saw the shots. We watched a lot of video. We saw the shots that we can get. We saw the opportunities that we can get, where we can get our shots from. And a lot of them was coming through her, through Kayla, and so, which we call Boogie. She was able to step up and make those shots for us.
And same questions for Kayla and Taylor.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Was this win extra bittersweet, knowing that they beat you guys to win the conference title, then you guys coming back second round, knocking off the number one seed?
Oh, yeah, of course. It meant a lot to us, not only them being number one, but them celebrating on our court. Like, we just had to watch that. So it was like kind of revenge, if you want to say, and we just came out on top.
Yeah, for me, it left a sour taste in our mouth, them celebrating on the court, of course. But we knew what we had to do, regardless if they were the number 1 seed or not. We came here to win a basketball game and to advance, and that's what we did.
Taylor Shab, KGT. Coach, I sat here a day ago and I asked you about closing out games, and you were impressed with what you guys did yesterday. How about today in double overtime?
Yes, it was definitely even sweeter, to see our girls to be able to mentally hang tough. If you would have asked me that question, or you've been into a lot of our games and you saw at the end of games how we have meltdowns, how our players will melt down. Either we'll turn the ball over or we'll miss an open shot, and that will just lead to another mistake and another mistake. And then, sometimes our heads will hang because we made some of those mistakes. And so our girls has never hung their heads this whole entire time, even when we were down. And so we always stayed tough. We stayed mentally strong throughout the whole entire time now. And so this right here was even, bitter, even more sweeter right now, just so we can see that we were able to even hang tougher, in double overtime. No matter what happened, we still hung tough. They hit big shots, to send them in overtime. We still hung tough. We missed some shots. We still hung tough. And so this is just a sign to show you that we can be mentally strong. And so that's what we did.
Thanks, Coach. My next question is for Taylor. Now, Taylor, you are from Bakersfield. You went to BHS. Then you left. You went somewhere else, and you came home for your final year. How sweet is this to do this with Bakersfield across your chest?
Oh, man, it's exciting. It's a blessing, and it's so surreal. Me and McCall had a lot of conversations in the summer about it. But it was definitely a lot of pressure coming back home. But, we only rise to pressure. So it was exciting for me.
Okay, we have our last question on Zoom from Marlon. Go ahead.
I have a question for the head coach. My name is Marlon with the California Aggie. Congrats on getting the big win today. You guys advanced to the semifinals, 1 game away from advancing to the championship game. Is there a preference in opponent between UC Davis and UC Santa Barbara?
No, no. There's no preference. We just got to prep for whoever wins. You never know who's going to win that game out there, so we just going to prep for both. And so it's no big, challenge for us to be able to say we want to play this opponent or this opponent. We're just going to go out and we're going to play our game. And so whoever we play, we're just going to prepare for and take it one possession at a time. That's another thing we've been telling our girls, to take it one possession at a time, both on the offensive end and the defensive end. And so that's what we're going to do. So whoever we have to prepare for, that's who we prepare for.
In the front.
Hello, Jason Garcia Escobar from New University. Other than taking away UCI's inside game, what else did you guys focus on?
Well, we knew that Nikki Tom, our players going to laugh about that. Nikki Tom, she's a great shooter, so we wanted to make sure she didn't get off any good looks, as well as number 13, Deja Lee. She's been one of those players that can put the ball on the floor and attack. And, again, this young lady does not get the recognition that she deserves, is not going to show up in the stat book at all. She did not come off the floor. Some of you guys probably didn't even recognize that she was out there until she was making big plays here and there, which was Garrison Freeman. She's the one that takes up on all of the assignments of playing on the best offensive player. Of course, Taylor does as well, too, but we wanted to use Taylor in a different way because Taylor's IQ of knowing how to scheme and knowing how to be able to go double. And believe it or not, out of all the double teams she got, she kind of took up on your role a little bit today, Book. She got 6 blocks. So, yeah, she got 6 block shots. So, which is impressive. Taylor is a really, really good athlete. She takes care of her body. I know you guys see her with the brace on and things like that. That's just there for precautionary reasons, but she takes care of her body. But Garrison, back to her, it just doesn't show up in the stat book on the things that she does for us. Didn't waver about coming out of the game. I think one of my coaches was like, hey, do you want we need to give Garrison a breather? I was like, for what? She's not tired. She's not tired. Let's look at somebody else if somebody else need a breather, because she's not coming out of the game. And, man, she made big play after big play after big play, big stop after big stop after big stop, and she just made the adjustment defensively. And between her and Taylor, man, taking up on those roles is really impressive.
Great. Coach, ladies, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.